Hey friends! You're listening to Be Better Together, your cozy corner for personal growth talk on Mend. Today's episode hits close to home. We're talking about how perfectionists are also procrastinators, and why your need for perfect is actually the biggest reason you never start. Let me ask you something. Have you ever not started something just because you didn't feel ready? Maybe you decided it was finally time to learn a new language, maybe Spanish or Japanese. But before you open the first textbook, you spend an entire weekend doing research. You meticulously compare every single textbook on Amazon, sign up for 3 different apps, and design a color-coded study schedule that looks like a masterpiece of graphic design. You even dedicate an entire afternoon to buying the perfect set of highlighters and a beautiful notebook to make sure your notes on the first chapter are absolutely flawless. The result? You feel incredibly prepared, but you've actually learned 0 words. That's not preparation. That's procrastination, wearing a disguise. Or maybe you got the sudden, wonderful urge to get fit. And you know what the first step is? Not doing a single push-up. The first step is spending half your paycheck on the perfect gear. You need the heart rate monitor watch, the moisture-wicking compression socks, the branded water bottle, the noise-canceling headphones for peak concentration, and of course, the new shoes that promise to boost your speed by 10%. You have the wardrobe of an Olympian, but you're still waiting for the right moment to put that perfect outfit on and actually walk out the door. We call this preparalysis, the state of being paralyzed by endless preparation. We convince ourselves that the process must be perfect before the action can even begin. And that need for perfect setup is how perfectionism successfully keeps us stuck. We do this all the time, right? We convince ourselves we're just preparing. But most of the time, we're just afraid. And I get it. I've been there. I once spent 2 weeks choosing the right color palette for my blog before writing a single word. 2 weeks for colors. And what happened then? The blog never launched. That's the magic, or should I say the curse of perfectionism. It makes us feel busy while quietly stealing our courage to begin. You know, for the longest time, I genuinely thought being a perfectionist was a compliment, like a secret badge of honor for being detail-oriented and conscientious. I used to proudly tell people, oh, I'm not lazy, I'm just extremely detail-oriented. But what I was actually saying deep down was, I'm terrified of doing something wrong. And I will hide until I'm absolutely certain I can't be criticized. And here's the harsh reality I had to face. Perfectionism isn't actually about setting high standards. That's a beautiful thing. Instead, it's about fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, and sometimes a deep-seated fear of not being good enough right now as you are. It's an endless, tiring cycle. So why does this mindset hurt us and not help us like we think it should? Psychologists have found that perfectionists actually procrastinate more precisely because they fear being judged. When we avoid finishing a task, we also avoid the very real chance of being criticized. It's a sneaky defense mechanism, isn't it? We successfully protect our self-image by never letting the world see our work until it's ready, which means never. But the real problem is that in avoiding criticism, we also avoid growth. Think of it like this. If you never finish the painting, no one can say it's bad. But critically, no one can say it's good either. You're stuck in the safe gray middle, where nothing happens, where all potential remains theoretical. And perfectionism just loves that middle ground. It feels safe. It feels controlled. But it's also the place where dreams go to take really long naps and eventually get weaker and die. When we chase perfect, we inevitably delay action. And that delay, that perpetual waiting, creates anxiety. The very anxiety we were trying to avoid by being so careful. It's exhausting. It's like running on a treadmill. You spend lots of energy, but you don't move forward. So, what can we do instead of being frozen by this fear? We need a better system, a gentler philosophy. And for that, we can look to the Japanese concept of Kaizen, which essentially means continuous improvement, or more simply, making progress 1% every day. Instead of waiting for motivation or the perfect moment, Kaizen encourages you to start small, even 1 minute a day. Improve continuously. Review and refine what you do. Value the process, not just the results. It's the opposite of perfectionism or all-or-nothing thinking. So what can we do instead? Step 1. Set good enough goals. Instead of aiming for some abstract, unreachable definition of perfect, you need to aim for progress. This means shifting your focus from the quality of the result to the quantity of the action. Don't say, "I'll write a perfect essay that will win a Pulitzer." Say, "I'll write for 20 minutes." Or, "I will get 100 words down, no matter how bad they are." The goal is just to start the engine. You can worry about polishing later. Just start. Step 2. Celebrate progress, not perfection. We're so conditioned to only reward the flawless final product. But did you finish a rough draft? You absolutely need to celebrate that. Did you get 80% done and hit a wall? Hey, 80% is still miles better than the 0% you had when you were waiting for the perfect moment to begin. We need to rewire our brains to reward the effort, the courage to show up, not just the results. Because those small rewards build the momentum for the next day. Step 3. Remember, done is better than perfect. I know, that sounds exactly like a quote you'd find stamped on a motivational coffee mug. But honestly, it's a powerful truth. Imagine if Thomas Edison waited until he had the absolutely perfect light bulb before testing a single filament. We'd all still be sitting in the dark, patiently waiting for his flawless invention. He failed hundreds of times, but crucially, he finished those attempts. That figure, the fact that his team famously tried over 10,000 materials before finding the right filament, should tell us everything we need to know about the value of iterating, failing, and finishing. Perfectionism isn't protection, it's paralysis. It convinces you that you're being careful and thorough, when in reality, you're just being controlled and confined by fear. The more we chase this flawless ideal, the more we lose our joy, our creativity, and most tragically, our time. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy of taking up space and sharing your work. You just need to be present, willing to show up, willing to put the paint on the canvas, even when the canvas looks messy. Progress is proof that you're learning. And learning, not perfection, is the entire point of personal growth. Remember that lovely line from The Wizard of Oz? You've always had the power, my dear. You just had to learn it for yourself. That's your power right now. You were capable all along. You just needed permission to stop being so afraid of being seen. So from now on, when you catch yourself thinking, "It's not good enough," I want you to take a deep breath and try saying, "It's good enough for now," because perfect never starts anything, but progress finishes everything. All right, my fellow recovering perfectionists, that's all for today's episode of Be Better Together. If you enjoyed this chat, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. What's one thing you've been holding off on because it wasn't perfect yet? Let's be vulnerable together. Let's make a deal. This week, we'll all do one thing imperfectly and be incredibly proud of it. Remember, we're not chasing perfect. We're chasing better together. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.